this it? Are we starting?
This is it.
Okay. This is this is the episode 1 of the Half Full podcast.
I'm cold.
It's so we're currently recording in my garage, and I couldn't figure out how the Dyson heater worked.
We'll figure it out.
So it's
Eventually. It's a work in progress.
yeah, it's getting cold here in Toronto.
Oh, you just exposed where we live.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of people in Toronto. That's okay.
Yeah, okay.
So it's fine.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, this is the Half Full podcast, and my name is Ryan. This beside me is
What's my name?
I thought I was gonna let you introduce. I didn't want to, like mansplain your name or something.
Mansplain my name.
Yeah.
My name is Eunice.
Eunice? Yeah. People are gonna just pronounce.
No, my name's Eunice.
Because people are gonna say that if you
Okay, I'm sorry. No one's gonna.
People are gonna say it that way, and you don't like it.
But yeah, I hate it.
So it's Eunice.
Yeah.
If you ever, people who know her.
Yeah.
She doesn't like being called Eunice.
Well, the Filipinos only call me Eunice. Eunice. Eunisha.
Yeah, they have like a funny way of saying names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have any weird ways that they pronounce your name.
No, I mean, I've gotten like Rianne. That's only if people are joking or not. But usually,
Okay.
there's not really or they just change the emphasis, so it's like Ryan.
Oh, Ryan.
Instead of just Ryan.
Do they roll the R?
I can't even roll my.
Ryan?
I can't even do it. I can't even roll my R's.
What is this podcast?
So this is the Half Full podcast, and the reason why we called it Half Full is because we're both Filipino, but I am half Filipino, and Eunice is full Filipino.
Very full.
And so we
What's
kind
your
of
other half?
it's white Canadian.
White Canadian.
I mean, it's like generations and generations of Canada, so it's like I can't really say.
But when we started dating, you said.
Did I say something different? Did I? Maybe I was trying to impress you or something.
No, you said half Canadian, but there's also some Irish blood.
Oh
and
my
that's
gosh!
That's what I tell girls when I.
It's okay. I'll put this into context. Then. We're gonna go with this then. When Tumblr was a big thing amongst our generation, so let's say this is like 13-year-old Ryan.
Oh,
I put in my Tumblr bio that I was Filipino and Irish.
Oh my God! You. Wait.
I did.
You did.
I did. Didn't I show you?
No, you
so
didn't.
Because it was such a big thing for like mixed people on Instagram, or not Instagram, sorry,
Tumblr.
for mixed people on Tumblr.
Yeah.
So
I'm aware.
For me, I was like, maybe girls would follow me back if they saw in my bio, because like I can't just put Filipino and white. That's not
Right.
specific enough.
Right.
But if I just put Canadian, then they just may think like I'm like a
You're just like
Filipino living in Canada.
Canadian.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like me.
So that's why I put It's more enticing. Think about it.
Yeah, you're right.
Wouldn't you click on that if you saw like a Filipino Irish dude?
Yeah, I would have clicked either way.
Didn't you say mixed guys are like your
Yeah,
type
that's
now?
that's my style.
That's my style. So, we just wanted to make this podcast because we have like a lot of opinions on things, and we called it the Half Full podcast because a lot of like our commentary is coming from like a very Filipino, Canadian, Torontonian viewpoint.
Yes.
But it's also a second generation viewpoint.
Yes.
Because, my mom immigrated to Canada and your parents immigrated to Canada as well. So our mindset is definitely different than like first generation Filipinos.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So we just thought, we'll commentate on, different media, different ideas, different ideologies about like Filipino culture, but we'll also talk about like random stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mostly stuff in pop culture.
Yeah. Which is cool because we're both I think well versed in like arts. Like
sure.
We're both musicians. You're like a very proficient like artist, right?
Keep going.
Yeah. So,
but
you're
that's
like,
it. That's just
well, like,
that's the one.
I mean, what else is there to say, right? You're like visual and music You can do both of those.
There it is.
I can just do music. I can't draw to save my life.
Eh.
Yeah. So because like we have certain opinions on things like that, we just thought it'd be fun to commentate and just talk about stuff. This is just our first episode. We just want to introduce who we are and just give you a general idea
of who we are.
Yeah. And just like content in general and stuff like that. Because like this is the first time we've ever done this.
Yeah.
But we've been trying for a while.
We have.
Yeah.
It's been a month. No, it's been way
It's been more than that. It's been so complicated trying to find a time to record because we're both really busy.
I think we should get into how we thought of this idea.
How we thought of it. Okay.
Do you remember?
I don't think so.
You don't.
Well, we talk about stuff all the time, but you can tell it.
I remember. Okay, here's what I remember. I think we were at the Raps, one of the Raptor playoffs games.
Like
right?
this year?
This year.
During the playoff run.
Yeah, we were playing that tap game.
Oh.
Yeah, and you gave me a Filipino song.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, Eunice and I have this weird thing where we like to play like this rhythm game. So sometimes she'll
example.
So I'll give you an example.
Someone's coming.
Oh. Okay, hopefully you got that.
Okay.
So we were talking about the rhythm game. Sorry for cutting us off. My mom tried to like check in on us just to see how's it going.
And check in on the bread.
Yeah, she wanted to get some bread because we keep bread here. Okay. Anyway, so the rhythm game. So sometimes if we're just bored, just standing around and stuff like that, especially like commuting from the subway or just like standing around because like we had to wait like long lines when we try to go to Jurassic Park.
During like 4 hours sometimes.
And we didn't even get in. Like we were like down the street, down on Bremner, right? Well, Raptors way now, but yeah. Oh,
that's right.
Is this still?
I have no idea.
I don't know. Anyway, so like we were always down the street. So in order to like kill some time, we would play something called the rhythm game. And Eunice really likes it. So what I'll do is I'll tap a rhythm on her hand. So I'll tell it the rhythm of a melody of a song. But she obviously knows the song, and then she tries to guess it. So one time, I happened to pick Ocho Ocho as the
legendary
as the melody, right? So I was tapping on her hand. I was going like.
Wait, and it's not even Ocho Ocho Ocho.
What do you mean?
Well, this part is the Pamela part.
No, I was doing 1 plus. All right, cool. Okay. Sorry, we got disturbed again from my dad this time. I just shouted at him to leave for a sec as we do this. Sorry, Dad. Okay. So I was playing the rhythm game. So I was tapping on Eunice's hand. I was going.
+2 = 4.
So I would do that, right? And I took like the whole subway ride home for her to get it. And then I had to like keep hinting. I'm like, it's a Filipino song. And she was like, because we never really talked about Filipino songs, she was like confused.
Yeah. Was that the genre you gave me? It was either Asian, and you said you didn't want to give away what kind of Asian.
Yeah, because then it would have been too obvious.
Yeah. And then I said, well, why didn't you just say OST or like soundtrack? And you were blown away because you didn't know that Ocho Ocho was a movie.
That's what it comes down to as well.
Yeah.
So I never knew that Ocho Ocho was a movie. I just thought it was like some random song.
Yeah.
But you told me it was a movie and my mind was blown. We still haven't even watched it yet.
I know.
But we want to. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go.
We want to do like a podcast dedicated to just our thoughts on the movie. Because I thought it was hilarious. It's so funny.
I recently watched it again, maybe like
you did?
Like 2-3 months ago over the summer.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's great. Oh gosh, I can't wait. That's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
So I feel like we're gonna have a lot to say about that.
For sure.
But it was crazy how that was like a huge phenomenon when I was growing up. But I can't remember how old I was. And like that was like really big.
You said you were like dancing in the living room.
Well, that's only because like I was young enough where like the titas and stuff still thought it was like cute. It's like, oh, come here, dance Ocho Ocho.
Damn, was it really that long ago when it came out?
It might have been. I might have been like 8 or 9, maybe.
So like 04.
I think so. I'd have to fact check on that, but that's kind of like what our thought process was like, because we wanted to go to this whole thing about it, and we didn't really see people like talking about it on like a media platform. So we thought like, give our takes on like some like Filipino pop culture and stuff like that. Yeah. So we had that. We had what's some other things that we wanted to cover in this however long this goes.
That new boy group.
Yeah. Yeah.
Forgot their name.
SB19.
Wow, you
yeah.
remember.
Of course. I'm a stan. Of course. Well, not really. I really listened
I
to
don't
one
even
song.
know their names.
But this stems from because like we're really big K-pop fans.
Yeah, we
Like
embarrassingly
really big K-pop fans.
Yeah.
So, Eunice, you told me about like this group called SB19, and I was curious.
Yeah, they just randomly popped up on my Twitter feed one day, and I was like, I have to show Ryan this because he'll have some thoughts.
But why specifically? Why would you think I would have some thoughts on that?
Because it's a Filipino pop boy group.
Yeah.
And we've seen other Filipino boy groups in
Oh,
the past. Our favorite guys.
Our boys. Boy band PH. All right, for those, if you don't know, oh gosh, what's that one song?
I don't remember the song.
Somebody or something like that?
Probably
Somebody. Yeah,
is
something
that
like
how
that.
it goes?
Something like that.
Okay. Yeah.
If you don't know that song, listen to that song. It's pretty great.
We'll cover it.
But especially read the lyrics though, because that's the
just
best
that
part.
one line. Just replay that one
Yeah.
line over. And
So, so exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's also something we wanted to cover too, or just like maybe just like Filipino music in general, right? Because this might sound like we're like bashing on like Filipino pop culture, but there are really good Filipino artists like Four of Spades.
Yeah.
If you don't know who Four of Spades are and you're a fan of like alternate indie rock, my gosh, they're incredible.
They could easily make it if they were here.
Easily.
Yeah.
If they were Canadian, they'd be. I think they're huge in the Philippines.
Oh, for sure.
Right? But if they were here, like they'd get a lot of recognition.
Yeah,
for sure. Like they would be top indie 88.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe they are, and I just don't know it. But like,
I don't know.
I doubt it. But like,
I don't know
they're
how the
big.
indie culture works in the Philippines.
Same.
So.
But I think it's just because it's so different. Because usually you don't see like rock groups like trying to like break into the mainstream, especially because I don't know if this is like true or not. But sometimes I feel like Filipino culture like tries to like mirror North American culture.
Oh, 100%.
Right?
Yeah.
So in that sense, rock is definitely not, or rock or just indie music in general is not in the mainstream.
Yeah,
so to see it like really blow up in the Philippines is very surprising to me. But they have a vintage vibe.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
It's like our style of music.
Yeah, we're like totally. I mean, the thing is that's funny is that talk about like your musical taste because I think your musical tastes are like interesting.
It stems from like K-pop to indie to rock to 80s to 90s boy bands to 90s hip hop, whatever. I'm into it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same with you.
Yeah, I guess
You're
so.
more
Yeah.
like 80s boy.
Yeah, but I'm very like particular. Like
yeah, you are.
I'm like way too opinionated on music,
Okay,
and sometimes
sure.
I hate it because sometimes I just want to listen to a song and enjoy it.
Yeah.
I don't want to commentate on it, but sometimes I just have to. But the thing that I like, especially because like lately we've been really into Twice. Right?
Twice.
Like
Bonjour.
beyond belief, it's like all we consume nowadays, right? At least for the past month. Right?
Yeah.
And
oh no.
The reason why I enjoy it so much though is that like I don't have to think so hard.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's just meant to be enjoyed. It doesn't have to be anything more than it is.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's why I like.
And
are we still recording? I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
We're good. All right.
Yeah. And their music is like uplifting. It makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's with all of K-pop music.
Yeah. You can't be like sad listening to it. And it's just like it's just there for like purely entertainment.
Yeah.
Even though like I understand like some artists they really want to express themselves and stuff like that, but for me at least I don't have to think so hard.
For sure.
I think it comes down to me not understanding it as well.
For sure.
So like I don't have to like contextualize the lyrics so hard.
Yeah.
But I thought Feel Special, like I read the English lyrics for it and Feel Special is really good.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I haven't seen the
it's
English
very like
version.
it's very like endearing. It's like, you know, like finding that person that when you see them, like even though you're having a bad day or things just seem like wrong in the world and you know, you see that one person and like you can smile because you saw them.
You make me feel special.
You're gonna bust out the dance. No. Okay. We'll save that for another time. Okay. So I don't know why I brought up Twice. I just felt like I wanted to talk about them.
Yeah. You did say every episode we have to bring up Twice.
Oh yeah.
I said if you bring up Twice, I have to bring up 17.
Okay. So if you're watching this then, right? Then comment or we're like I don't know. Are we putting this on YouTube?
Sure.
Okay. YouTube or like if we post it on Instagram, I want you to post your bias from Twice. We'll tell you ours at a different time. We'll keep it hidden.
Should we
as
have
if anyone cares?
a podcast just dedicated to Twice?
Yeah, but we'll have to get some experts on the panel.
Okay.
You know.
Who, Jen?
We got Jen. We got Aaron.
Oh shit.
You know.
Oh my god. Okay, all our
Huge.
K-pop friends.
Yeah. They're like the biggest people I know. I think
okay.
at least.
All right.
You probably know other people, but like in terms of who I know.
Who we know.
And who we both know. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't remember why I brought up Twice.
You just wanted to talk about Twice.
No, but there was a reason why.
We're talking about K-pop and.
Oh, I think because like musical taste and stuff like that.
Okay.
Because I was like, yeah, K-pop, and you don't have to listen too hard. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else we wanted to kind of do. We do want to do a podcast on variety shows because I think Filipino variety shows are very interesting.
There's a lot to say.
Because I go to a Filipino hairdresser.
Oh.
And.
Yeah.
She always has like TFC on.
I thought she had that one show that you love so much.
Oh, Ang Provinciano. No, I haven't seen it. I don't remember. But I also really like that show too.
Yep.
And I haven't seen it since I was in the Philippines, but
it's still good. I think it's still running.
It's really good.
Until now.
I think good in the way because I love like the editing in that show. It's pretty very awesome. But we'll talk about that another time. But like variety shows, like I even grew up watching them. I never grew up watching them in my house. Because my mom's actually not like a really big fan of like Filipino like pop culture.
Oh, is there a reason why?
Honestly, I don't know because like everyone else that I know, like or like most
like
titas and titas I know,
yeah.
they'll have like a box for like TFC and stuff like that.
Interesting.
Because like my mom is more into like American soap operas.
Yeah.
Like she watches that every day.
Yeah.
As opposed to, you know, like Filipino pop culture.
Or teleseries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that like the name for it?
I think so.
Yeah.
Teleseries.
They're interesting though.
Yeah.
Even though I can't understand it. Unfortunately, I can't speak Tagalog or Ilocano.
But you understand like words.
It's so brief, but it has to be in in some sort of context, you know.
You don't understand Tagalog at all, do you? Other than like
I know that. I know there's going to be a quiz on me. I know
yes.
Hindi ko alam.
Okay.
Gosh, my pronunciation. Please don't
Amazing.
bash.
And that's it.
Is that it? No, wait, there has to be more. I know guapo.
Oh.
I know galing. I don't want to do that. I know that. I know. I only know some words because of church. when we sing Tagalog songs.
But you don't even know what that means.
I can pronounce. I can sing them. I just don't know what I'm saying though. It must be something good, you know. It's a church song, so it's whatever.
That you try to sing in Tagalog, and then there's me who just does not care. I just play. I don't even try to sing because I know it's not.
Oh, you don't even try?
No.
Oh.
Because the one time I did try, people made fun of me for it.
Why?
So I was like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Why would they make fun of you though?
Because of my pronunciation.
Is it? Your pronunciation's not good.
Well, that was back in the day. I don't know now.
Do you maybe should try again?
Nah, it's fine.
Because this is the thing. I don't know if I'm conscious of it or not. But when I'm like trying to read Tagalog, I don't know if I'm trying to like put on an accent, or if I'm reading it in like how I would read it. Because I don't want to do it like I'm making fun of it.
Yeah.
But I want to be real too.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm like making fun of it or not when I do it.
No, I think that's just learning how to read in your native
yeah. Because I mean like sometimes it'll sound weird if you just try to read it like Americanized though, right?
Other than like if you're trying to read in English and then you have an accent, like you're making an accent, that's something else.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're reading something in our Tagalog language, then that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really wish I did know though.
Do you wish that your mom spoke to you in Ilocano?
I think she did, but the problem was that my dad, since my dad is white, obviously he speaks to me in English, that there was kind of like that disconnect. So maybe I'll get a little bit of Ilocano, Tagalog, and English from my mom, and all English from my dad. So the English kind of overrides everything else.
Sure.
So
Plus
that
you
means
had
like
English at school, or you spoke English.
Exactly. So like because I grew up in Canada.
Yeah.
So English all my life is the only language I can speak, and
that's fine.
I'm not even that great at it sometimes. I mean, if I took an English class, I would probably fail it. He's like, I don't know what like I don't know like the specificities.
The specificity.
No, because I even sometimes like if our students, like our homestay students, ask me for like help on their English homework, and I'm kind of like, what the heck is that?
Okay, well, teaching English and learning English
or like two
and speaking English totally different.
No, that's true.
So
yeah,
that's understandable because you didn't study English and all of its obscurities.
Exactly.
So yeah.
But I really wish I didn't, because like the last time I was in the Philippines, I just wish I could communicate with people. You know, I think that's the big thing, right? Or just like understand them. But it doesn't matter, because when I go there, they immediately look at me anyway. I'm like, you know.
Do they treat you like a celebrity? It's like, oh, there's a white boy here.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I think it's mostly my dad, because I think some people could look at me and think that I'm full Filipino, because people have in the past. Like when people meet me, they don't think like I'm white at all. But my dad is like real white. You know? And he has like he's real white. He's got green eyes. Like he stands out. Yeah. Definitely. So. But he usually has a good time. Like he's pretty immersed in like the Filipino culture now.
Well.
He's been married to my mom for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's interesting to see like his perspective on things too.
That would be interesting.
Yeah. So
bring him on one day.
I don't know how much time we have left.
We have like 16 minutes there.
Oh,
we can take a break.
All right. I mean, I'm good to keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What? 16 minutes?
16 minutes.
All right. There's a lot we can talk about that. Yeah. I mean, I think we actually wanted to talk about, what do we want to talk about?
Like growing up. And
yeah. Okay.
Growing up a Filipino kid.
Do you want to go first?
No.
No?
Because I feel like you have more interesting stories.
Oh, I mean,
to tell.
I mean, being like a mixed, I feel like, you know, there's like there's like big topics on like growing up like as a racialized person and all these things, and like a minority. And oh, sorry, the audio was just like messing up. So, in light of that, I feel like being like a mixed person kind of comes with like its own qualms that are like separate from like any other kind of thing.
I feel like it's its own race.
Yeah, that's why I've always like had this weird identity crisis like with my race, because growing up, I was surrounded by a lot more Filipinos than I was white people. Yeah. Right. Elementary school. The thing with elementary school is that like since you're in one class, you kind of just get along with everybody. Oh. Like doesn't matter. Like especially for me, like I was like all my friends were like Spanish, Filipino, Black.
So it was diverse.
It was very diverse. White, Italian, Portuguese.
Yeah,
so
same.
It was very diverse, right? But I think when I went into high school is when you can see like the ethnic cliques starting to form.
Ooh, yeah, that is true.
And unconsciously, when I was there, like when I would see a Filipino person in my grade, like especially like first week of school, like I tried like mingling with them. Nice. Because like I can assume, I don't know, maybe they'll like the same things as me. I don't know. Maybe I'll bring up basketball, or I'll bring up. What else do Filipinos like?
Volleyball.
Volleyball? I don't know. Like
Filipino food.
Yeah, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, in terms of that, I never really thought about it until like recently. But like, I didn't. Same. I think unconsciously, like my friends were my friends, and most of them were Filipino. Like I hung out. I talked to like a bunch of different people, but like my close high school friends were all Filipino, right? But I didn't like click in my head. It's like, was I doing that because like I only felt comfortable with Filipinos, or was I doing that because, like, I don't know if I was like neglecting, like the white side of me, or something like that. Because in my group, I was still the white guy.
Interesting.
Like Barlet, you're so white. You know what I mean? And like I never took offense to that or anything. So like if, like shout out to like my Sham guys, but like if you call me that, like I wasn't ever offended. It was just more like, I felt like the white guy in the group.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I was like the one who liked hockey, or like I was like the one who just was kind of different. Sure. You know? But then I felt like in this weird balance where, like, am I Filipino enough? Am I white enough? Kind of thing. Because I started to like question myself. It's like, I'm not as am I not as Filipino as you guys because I don't have like 100% blood, you know? But then nowadays, like my mentality's changed. Right? This is like the whole half full thing I'm talking about. So like instead of seeing myself as like 50-50, I now see myself as like 100-100. Yeah. So like I don't neglect like one side for the other, but I see myself as Filipino and white, not part this, part that, because I feel
Right.
like that like kind of limits me.
Right.
Yeah. So like
That's interesting.
I could go into way more detail, but like that's like kind of like the gist of it. It's
Did you go to school with a lot of Filipinos, like in elementary, middle school?
in elementary, yeah, I had like shout out to Ace and Jarek.
Just the two Filipinos?
Who else was Filipino at there? Oh my gosh. If I forget you, I'm sorry. It's been a while. But Ace and Jarek were like big Filipinos.
Well, what about like the Asian people?
Asian
Were you
people?
drawn to the
Oh,
Asian
Angeli.
people? Oh,
Angeli too.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was thinking of like more guys.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, I think it was pretty diverse when I was in elementary school. Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
I think when I was in elementary school, there was one Filipino boy in grade 5, and I was like, oh, that's a Filipino boy. I automatically have a crush on him.
Really?
Yeah.
You wanna go further in that?
No.
Oh. But that's weird, right? Like
Yeah.
why would you think that way?
Exactly.
Like what makes you think that way? Is it like is that ingrained in us?
I don't know.
Because I think maybe it comes down to
it's like we share this commonality.
Yeah.
We're both Filipinos. I like the way you look.
Oh,
Maybe.
Okay. But I think maybe it's because they'll understand you more than anyone else could in
Sure.
terms of like what your house is like or like what your culture is
Sure.
like. So like you have that like sense of, you know,
Yeah.
there's something there, even though like you don't know anything about him
Mm.
and that you're just Filipino,
Mm.
right? But I think maybe it's like a traditional mindset that's like, especially like when I'm asked, like especially when I was in the Philippines, when I was asked like if I had a girlfriend, they would ask, is she Filipina?
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
And you are.
Filipino.
Yeah. So I'm like, I say yes, but my question is like, why would you ask that?
That's true.
Right.
Why would you ask that?
Because that's like a big concern, I would think, right? With
I
tradition,
guess.
more
Yeah.
like older
right.
generation traditional Filipinos, like
Especially with other Asian cultures.
yeah,
They're very set on like, so let's say you're Korean. They're
Mhm.
very set on having Filipino Korean.
is that actually a
partners.
thing? Yeah.
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 Hmm.
I can say things, but I don't want to expose them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Maybe they'll come on here one day.
Oh, okay. I have no idea who she's talking about, but that's okay.
Yeah.
How much time you got?
It's like we're at 28 minutes. Holy heck, that flew by.
Yeah. I mean, do you think we should just wrap it up?
I don't know. Was there anything you wanted to talk
Um,
about?
Well, we just want to talk about in general, like, you know, that's kind of like what we think about,
Mm.
and we just thought it'd be cool to share.
Yeah.
Share our thoughts and share our, like, perspectives, and we'll go into like more specific topics and stuff like that. This is more like a general, like, you know, what are we doing here, kind of thing. So if you just skip to this part, right? This is the half full podcast, right? Ryan and
Eunice.
yeah,
I'm
and
not excited to say my name for some reason. I don't like saying my name.
Eunice.
Never liked it for some reason.
Why? You have a good. It's a nice name.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's just unique. No one else has my name.
That's a good.
Sort of.
Yeah. That's a good pun there. You like unique Eunice.
Yep.
No one's ever made that joke before. I don't
Nope.
think. So anyway, so just to wrap it up, we're gonna be doing episodes on like specific topics, right? Like specific Filipino pop culture things in general, music, movies, TV shows, all of that. And yeah, if you've been listening to up until this point, thank you. Share it with a friend.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Like it. I don't even know what you'd say at this point. I'd like.
Comment, like, subscribe.
Great. That's.
Ew,
I get.
hate me.
Please don't do that ever again. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for listening. And
Follow me on TikTok.
you have a personal TikTok? All right. We need to talk. We need to talk about this. This is.
Okay.
This isn't going the way I wanted
right.
it to go.
I'm sorry.
Anyway. We don't know when our next episode will come up.
Yeah. We'll find out.
But if you liked it, stick around because I think maybe you'll enjoy this.
Yeah.
And
hopefully.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.